Welcome back to Central News. The spruced up and relocated Cancer Society's Lions Lodge has been open since February the 26th, offering free accommodation to guests who require cancer treatment and who live more than 80 kilometres from Waikato Hospital. We sent Amanda along to find out how the first few weeks have gone.
The lodge has been open for a few weeks now. What has been the overall feedback from the guests?
Well, the lodge opened on the 1st of February and so far we've had really positive feedback. We've had people comparing it to a 5-star hotel. People say that when they walk in they can kind of feel it's a really positive energy. They say it's a very nurturing, embracing environment and people have really enjoyed their time here so far.
So what about the staff? How are they enjoying the new lodge?
Yeah, they're loving it. We've got a really good mix of staff and volunteers and they seem to be gelling really well. We've got a lot more modern facilities here. It's a lot more purpose built, so people are really enjoying that.
So compared with the previous building at the hospital, what has been made easier in regards to the day-to-day running of the place?
First and foremost, obviously, is that there's more rooms. We're able to accommodate around 200 people extra every year than we were at the previous lodge. So that's the main thing. Like I said, more modernised facilities. We've got a purpose-built meeting room so we can hold support groups, information seminars, that sort of thing up at the lodge.
Okay, so I understand the Cancer Society is still fundraising towards a $5 million goal. Mm-hmm. How close are you now?
We've just reached $3 million actually, which is really great, and that's been thanks to a lot of trusts, foundations, Lions clubs, community organisations and individuals from all around the region. Obviously we've still got the $2 million to go, so people can still donate to us if they like, and they can visit our website, which is cancersociety.org.nz if they want to do that.
So is that money for the lodge or is that for something else?
It's for the lodge. The entire project cost $15.6 million. The society were able to fund a lot of that straight out because we knew that we were going to be moving for a number of years, so we could put a lot of money aside, but it's just that $5 million shortfall that we're funding.
Is there anything more to be... Oh, the grandfather club. Is there anything more to be built at the lodge or is it completed?
It's completed now. We're still working on the family units at the moment just in terms of furnishing them and fitting them out, but the construction is all completed.
Okay. So the Relay for Life was held at the beginning of March. How did that go?
It was a little bit different to previous years. We had to do a turbo Relay for Life because the weather was really bad, so unfortunately we made the decision that it was going to be shortened. It ran from 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon until 7 o'clock that evening rather than throughout the night, just because it was really rainy, very cold. We still raised over $200,000 though, so still a really fantastic event and people really enjoyed themselves for that shortened period of time.
So did everyone still turn up for it then?
Yeah, we still had a great turnout for it, and people actually stayed for the whole event this time, which was actually quite cool because normally you have people coming and going throughout the event. They come and they do their walking shift and then they might go home, but for this time basically all of the teams all turned up and all stayed for the entire 5 hours, which was really nice.
That's good. So what other events or projects are in the pipeline for Cancer Society?
At the moment we're working towards World Smoke Free Day, which is in May, promoting smoke-free homes, promoting smoke-free environments, and we're also looking at our field day stand, which is in June, promoting men's health. This year we're focusing on colon cancer, what men can do to reduce their risk, and also awareness raising, early detection, that sort of thing. And of course we're continuing the fundraising for the lodge, and we're also continuing all of our support services for people affected by cancer across the region.
So this location is prime real estate. You look out the window, it's beautiful views. I imagine that the previous building, Brymer Hospital, would have had a lot of offers from other companies.
They did. I think they had quite a few offers, and they were very kind to us in the sense that they managed to sort of make arrangements for us and meet our needs. It was actually a really great building because we were able to retain so much of it. So a lot of the building from the reception that way is actually old building that we've had refurbished, so we were able to retain a lot of the original building.
That's good. So have you brought anything over from the last lodge?
We've brought a few pieces, so the grandfather clock in the background. We have a daffodil window which was actually at the entrance to the previous lodge, which we've brought up, and a number of antique pieces, furniture, that sort of thing we've managed to bring as well.
So what sort of facilities are offered for guests here?
Well, obviously all of the bedrooms have got their own en-suites, which is something that didn't happen at the previous lodge, and that's something that people really appreciate. There's the excuse me, there's the meeting room, which is for support groups, look good, feel better, information sessions, that sort of thing. So we can hold all of those information sessions at the lodge, so it's like a hub for our support services. There's a purpose-built massage room which is going to be up and running very shortly. There are 2 TV rooms. At the previous lodge we only had the 1 TV room, so there were a few fights over who was watching cricket and who was watching Coronation Street. And we've also got Wi-Fi internet, which is something we didn't have at the previous lodge, so guests can bring their own laptop, computers, their own mobile phones, and use that internet while they're here to keep in touch with family and friends. Yeah, it's just a lot more modernised, I think, which was really nice, and we were able to, because we were building a lot of it from scratch, we could sort of make a bit of a wish list of what we really wanted, what we couldn't have at the previous lodge, and what we would like to incorporate at the new lodge, which we were able to do.
So how long is the average stay for a guest?
People stay, it can be a very varying period of time, but often people are staying here for about 6 to 7 weeks while they have their treatment, so Monday to Friday, and then they go home for the weekends.
Yeah. So are you all booked out, or is there a waiting list?
At the moment we're not running on full capacity. We've been running at about 35 guests per week, so we can have a lot more guests than we are having at the moment, but we've made the number of rooms to cater for the increasing number of people who are going to be receiving treatment for cancer. So in the coming years that number is going to increase, and we'll be able to accommodate those people.
Okay, so I noticed you've got a baby grand piano. How did you get that?
That was actually donated by someone who, I think they had it at their house and they didn't have room for it anymore. They knew we were building a new lodge and they thought it would go really nicely, and it fits really nicely in the corner. We have a volunteer who comes and plays the piano every afternoon, and that's something that the guests really look forward to.
So the main colour here is green. Do you know if there's any particular reason why they chose green?
Not in particular. I think it was just there were a number of colour concepts which were presented to us, and it was a little bit different. It was quite sort of modern, and we just really liked the concept of it, and I think it's worked really nicely with everything in the building.
Donations towards the Cancer Society are always greatly appreciated. See cancersociety.org.nz for more details. That brings us to the end of our show today. If you have any comments or feedback, or you have a story itching to be told, flick us an email to news@tvcentral.co.nz or visit the website tvcentral.co.nz. I'm Katrina McKinley. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand.